Billionaire promises his black maid's daughter 3 wishes, her first one stops him cold. Lightning split the sky above Fisher Estate just as Anna Saito pressed her trembling palm against the iron service door. She shouldn't have been here, not tonight, not with the storm snarling against the mansion like a warning. But she'd heard something. Something meant for no one to hear. Something that could ruin everything. And she wasn't leaving without answers. The hallway on the other side was dim, humming with electricity and secrets. She stepped in quietly, rainwater dripping from her braids onto the marble floor. Her heartbeat pounded so loudly she feared it would echo through the house. She wasn't supposed to know where the billionaire was. She wasn't supposed to have overheard what he'd promised. She wasn't supposed to be brave enough to come find him. But Anna had never been great at being what people expected. A shape shifted at the far end of the corridor. Then a voice, smooth, controlled, and unmistakably dangerous, cut through the darkness. Anna? Christoph Fischer, one of the richest men in the country, the man her mother worked for, the man rumors never dared whisper about too loudly, stepped into the light. His white dress shirt was unbuttoned at the collar, sleeves rolled up, eyes sharper than the storm outside. Water from the open balcony behind him had soaked the hem of his tailored slacks, as if he'd been standing out in the downpour, thinking too hard. Or hiding something. He wasn't supposed to be here, either. Anna froze mid-step, caught between flight and fury. Christoph's gaze swept over her, soaking wet, shaking, way past the employee areas she was allowed in, but instead of yelling, instead of calling security, he let out a slow breath she couldn't read. "What are you doing wandering the private wing during a storm?" he asked quietly, voice low enough to raise goosebumps. She swallowed. "I heard you. Earlier. On the phone." Something flickered in his expression, alarm, maybe. Or guilt. The storm cracked again, and a chandelier above them trembled. Anna took another step forward anyway. "You said you owed my mother a debt," she whispered. "And you said you'd repay it by giving me 3 wishes." Christoph went still. Every muscle. Every breath. Still. She had his full attention now. Good. Because the first wish had been burning in her chest for years. She lifted her chin, the air between them tightening, the mansion holding its breath. "My first wish," her voice quivered, not from fear, but from finally speaking aloud what she'd carried forever. "I want the truth about my father." Christoph's reaction was instant, violent in its quietness. His jaw locked. His breath stuttered. His eyes, normally unreadable steel, widened just enough to betray something raw, something he clearly never intended her to see. Shock. Recognition. Panic. The billionaire, always composed, always above chaos, always in control, looked like she had just pushed him over the edge of a cliff. Anna's chest tightened. "Why does that question terrify you?" she pushed. "Why would you promise me 3 wishes, why tonight, if you had nothing to hide?" Another boom of thunder swallowed his answer. Or maybe he didn't have one. He stepped closer, close enough that she could smell rain on his clothes and something warmer underneath, something nervous. "Anna," he said softly, carefully, "you don't understand the danger of that question." She clenched her fists. "Then explain it." His hand twitched at his side, as though he almost reached for her before thinking better of it. "If I tell you what you're asking for, everything changes. For you. For your mother. For this entire estate. Then let it change." His breath hitched. And for the first time in her life, Anna watched fear crawl across the face of a man who wasn't afraid of anything. "Your first wish," Christoph whispered, "may cost you far more than you think." She didn't back down. "Then why does it scare you more than it scares me?" Silence. Heavy. Dangerous. Something creaked deeper inside the mansion. Footsteps? A door? A shadow moving where shadows shouldn't? Christoph's eyes snapped toward the sound. Someone else was awake. Someone who shouldn't be. Someone who might have been listening. Anna felt the tension slice through the hallway like a blade. Kristoff turned back to her, voice barely audible. You shouldn't be here. And you're not safe. Because of the truth, she whispered. No, he said. Because the truth isn't the only thing stalking this house tonight. Anna's stomach dropped. Go back to your mother's quarters. Now. She didn't move. Anna, he said again, this time not soft, not careful, but urgent. I swear I'll honor the 3 wishes. All of them. But if you stay in this hallway 1 second longer. A light flicked on around the corner. A second shadow appeared. Watching. Waiting. Kristoff's hand finally reached for her, not to comfort her, but to pull her behind him. Don't speak, he murmured. The shadow stepped closer. Anna's heart thundered. She had woken something inside this mansion, inside this man, inside the truth itself, and now it was coming for her. And she knew it. Before the lights fully revealed who, or what, was there, Kristoff whispered one more sentence that electrified every nerve in her body. Your father isn't the only secret you've been kept from. Anna's breath caught. The shadow lunged forward. And the storm outside roared as if it, too, wanted the answer. The shadow vanished as fast as it had appeared, slipping back into the darkness of the adjoining hallway. But the damage was done. Anna's pulse refused to slow, and Kristoff's grip on her wrist didn't loosen until the last echo of footsteps died. He let her go, carefully, reluctantly, as if her skin were something fragile he wasn't sure he had permission to touch. Come with me, he murmured. She followed him through a staff stairwell she'd never seen before, the air thick with old stone, warm breath, and unspoken fear. Every step drew her deeper into parts of the mansion no maid's daughter should know existed. But tonight she wasn't anyone's daughter. Tonight she was a girl who'd cornered a billionaire with the one truth he never wanted unearthed. At the bottom of the stairwell, Kristoff pushed open a heavy door. Warm firelight spilled out. Anna froze. The room wasn't lavish like the rest of Fisher Estate. It wasn't cold and sterile, either. It was human. Bookshelves overflowing. A worn leather couch. A chessboard mid-game. A blanket tossed haphazardly near the fireplace. A cracked mug. A half-open piano sheet on the floor. This room meant something to him. And somehow, Anna knew no one else was ever allowed in here. Kristoff closed the door behind them with a soft click. No one will eavesdrop here. Anna swallowed. So you do have secrets. He met her eyes, the fire reflecting in the silver of his gaze. Everyone has secrets. There was something wounded beneath the smooth billionaire exterior, a tension he tried to hide but couldn't contain in a room this intimate. Anna wrapped her arms around herself, still damp from the rain. You said my first wish was dangerous. Kristoff's throat worked. He looked toward the fire as if the flames might help him find the right words. I said it was dangerous for a reason. I deserve the truth. And I will give it, he said. But not all at once. Frustration flared through her. That's not the deal you promised my mother. A painful shadow crossed his face. Your mother saved my life once. Anna blinked. What? Kristoff rubbed a hand through his storm-damp hair, something raw and young in the gesture. Years ago. Before this estate. Before the money. Before anything. Anna's breath tightened. Her mother never talked about her past. Never. What happened? She asked. Kristoff hesitated. She kept a secret from me. One no one else on earth knows. Except you. He nodded. And that's why you owe her 3 wishes. She stepped closer. Why would she need to save a billionaire? He looked at her then, really looked. Like she wasn't just a maid's daughter. Like she was someone he couldn't run from anymore. I wasn't a billionaire then. The fire cracked. A low, heartbreaking sound. I was a runaway. Anna's breath hitched. She hadn't expected that. Not from him. Not when he always carried himself like a man who'd been born wearing power. Why did you run? She whispered. His jaw tightened. Because someone wanted something from me. Someone dangerous. A chill rippled through her. Is that the same person who was listening in the hallway? A beat. 2. Kristoff didn't answer. He didn't have to. Anna wrapped her arms tighter around herself. So you've been lying to everyone? No, Kristoff said quietly. Just to protect the only people who don't deserve the fallout. She hated how her chest warmed at that. How some part of her wanted to trust him despite every instinct screaming caution. What does any of this have to do with my father? She whispered. Kristoff swallowed hard. Everything. The word dropped between them like a crack in the earth. Anna's stomach tightened. She didn't know what she'd expected, an affair, a secret relationship, a forbidden romance, but the way he said it, it felt bigger. Worse. More complicated than any lie she could imagine. Tell me, she said softly. Kristoff looked away, pain flickering across his expression like a man staring down a past he'd buried too deep. I made a promise to your mother, he murmured. A promise I never wanted to break. Anna's heart pounded. What promise? That you'd never be pulled into my world. Lightning flashed through the windows even though they were deep underground. Kristoff stepped closer, close enough she could feel the warmth of him, smell the rain drying on his clothes, feel the electricity buzzing between them. But you already have, he said. You stepped into it the moment you asked your first wish. Anna held her breath. Because she knew she was falling deeper than she intended, deeper than she should. And you're scared, she whispered. Kristoff's eyes locked onto hers. More than you know. She didn't flinch. So be honest with me. For once. His breath trembled. She saw it. He stepped back, to regain control, maybe. To stop himself from saying too much. Your father isn't who you think he is, Kristoff finally said. And if you keep digging before I prepare you, you will end up exactly where your mother begged me never to let you go. Anna felt something crack inside her. Where is that? Kristoff looked at her with an expression she'd never seen on him before. Terror. Someone in this house, he said, believes you're worth killing to keep that secret buried. Anna's blood ran cold. She opened her mouth, but the door suddenly rattled behind her. Kristoff stiffened. You weren't followed. I checked. The rattling turned into pounding. 3 strikes. Slow. Deliberate. Wrong. Kristoff grabbed her wrist again. We need to move. Now. Who is it? Anna whispered. Kristoff didn't answer. But she saw the truth in his eyes. Not who. Why? They knew she'd made her first wish. And someone wanted to silence her before she made the second. The pounding at the hidden door stopped as suddenly as it started. Silence swallowed the room. Anna's breath felt like broken glass in her chest. Kristoff pressed a finger to his lips, listening, not with the calm precision of a wealthy man accustomed to control, but with the taut, electric awareness of someone who'd lived hunted. Another soft sound scraped against the other side of the door. A whisper. Too faint to understand. Too deliberate not to fear. Kristoff grabbed Anna's hand, no hesitation this time, and pulled her toward a second door she hadn't noticed, partially concealed by a bookshelf. Stay behind me, he murmured. She didn't argue. Her legs moved on instinct as he pushed open the hidden exit and guided her into a narrow passageway lined with old brick. The air smelled of dust and secrets. Overhead, thunder rolled like a warning. Chris, she whispered. Not here, he cut her off, voice low and controlled but shaking subtly at the edges. Not until we're safe. But they weren't. The moment the door sealed behind them, Anna heard it. A second set of footsteps entering the hidden room they'd just left. Slow. Unhurried. As though they already knew which route he would take her. Kristoff cursed under his breath. Anna gripped his arm. You know who it is. His jaw clenched. That's the problem. Lightning flashed through a narrow window somewhere above them, illuminating the tight passage for a heartbeat. Long enough for Anna to see the tension carved into his features. The fear. The guilt. He wasn't afraid for himself. He was afraid for her. Her pulse hammered. Tell me what's happening. Christoph didn't answer at first. He led her through 2 sharp turns, down a cramped stairwell, and finally into a dim maintenance hallway that smelled faintly of oil and rainwater. Only when he pressed his back against the wall to make sure they weren't followed did he finally speak. Anna, someone in this house knows you made your first wish. But why would that matter? She whispered. It's just a question about my father. Christoph looked at her with an expression so pained she felt it physically. No. It isn't just a question. He took a slow breath. It's a threat. Anna stared at him, pulse quickening. To who? Before he could answer, a voice echoed down the hallway, smooth, polite, and terrifyingly calm. Christoph. Anna's blood went cold. Christoph's entire body snapped upright. Stay behind me, he breathed. Footsteps approached. Steady. Unafraid. A man stepped into view at the far end of the hall, lean, impeccably dressed in a charcoal suit, with gloves that were too clean, too new. His expression held a cordial, almost amused smile like he was greeting an old friend at a gala instead of cornering him in a forgotten corridor. Anna didn't know him. But Christoph did. His voice sharpened into steel. Hobbs. Hobbs. A last name like a locked door. A presence like a blade hidden behind a handshake. Anna felt something primal rise inside her, fear mixed with a strange burst of instinctive defiance. Hobbs stopped several yards away, hands clasped neatly behind his back, posture perfect. Lovely storm tonight, he said casually. You always did make dramatic choices when the weather turns. Christoph stepped slightly in front of Anna, blocking Hobbs' view of her. Say what you came to say. Hobbs' eyes flicked toward Anna anyway. And she felt it. Recognition. Not curiosity. Not interest. Recognition. Her heart thundered. Christoph, she whispered. He knows who I am. Christoph didn't look back. Don't speak to him. Hobbs tilted his head in gentle amusement. Oh, let the girl speak. She has her mother's fire. His gaze sharpened. And her father's eyes. Anna's breath hitched. Christoph stiffened like he'd been struck. Not another word. Hobbs smirked. Ah. So we are pretending. Anna felt the world tilt. What does he mean? Christoph, what does he mean? Hobbs took one step forward. Christoph moved instantly, blocking him. Stay away from her. Hobbs sighed. You made promises you were never meant to keep. The girl was supposed to stay out of this. You know that. Anna's heart pounded so violently she thought she might break apart. Tell me, she demanded, voice shaking. Who was supposed to keep me out of what? Hobbs smiled politely. Your father's world. Christoph snapped. Hobbs. Oh, come now, Hobbs murmured. You think she hasn't already guessed? Why else would you hide her? Why else would you hide everything? Anna shook her head. No. No, what are you saying? Hobbs' eyes gleamed with serpentine satisfaction. You're asking the wrong question, Miss Saito. He took another step. Don't ask who your father is. He leaned in slightly. Ask what he did. Christoph lunged. Not at Hobbs. At Anna. Run. But she froze, because Hobbs whispered one last sentence that stopped her entire world. Your father isn't missing, Anna. He's alive. Her knees nearly buckled. Christoph grabbed her hand, tight, urgent, terrified. Anna, we have to go. Now. Hobbs didn't chase. He didn't have to. As Anna let Christoph pull her through the maintenance corridor, lungs burning, heart splintering, Hobbs' last words echoed after them like a curse. Your father is alive, and he will come for her. For her. Lightning cracked overhead. Anna stumbled. Because she knew one thing with terrifying clarity. Her first wish hadn't just uncovered the truth. It had awakened it. Kristoff didn't slow down until they emerged into an industrial storage corridor beneath the estate, pipes rattling overhead, concrete sweating from the storm pounding the ground above them. Anna's lungs burned as he finally stopped, turning to face her with an expression she'd never seen on him before. Not fear. Dread. A dread that had a shape. A name. A history. Kristoff, she gasped, gripping the wall for balance. Stop. Just stop. What did Hobbs mean? My father is alive? Kristoff pressed his hands against his hair, pacing once, twice, like a man trapped between choosing the truth or choosing the lie that might keep her safe. He wasn't supposed to find you, Kristoff muttered. Not for years. Not like this. Find me? Her voice cracked. Kristoff, who is he? Kristoff stopped pacing. And the pain in his eyes cut her deeper than any threat Hobbs could make. I thought we still had time, he whispered. I thought I could prepare you. Explain everything. Slowly. Carefully. You're not answering me. He swallowed, stepping closer. The storm rattled the pipes above them like a warning. When he finally spoke, his voice broke. Anna, your father is not the man your mother told you about. Her throat tightened. So she did lie. No, Kristoff said, shaking his head. She protected you. From what he was. From what he became. From what people might want from you because of him. Anna backed up a step. Because of me? Kristoff reached out but stopped himself before touching her. Anna, your father didn't disappear. He was taken. Her breath hitched. By who? Kristoff's jaw tightened. By people who wanted what was inside his head. And when he refused to give it, they came for your mother. And they would have come for you if she hadn't run. Anna felt the ground slip under her. My mother never said anything. Not once. She didn't want you looking for him. Kristoff's voice softened. She wanted you to have a normal life. Anna's eyes stung. So why didn't you leave us alone? Why promise the wishes? Why put us back in danger? Kristoff flinched, his facade cracking. Because I owed her, he said. I owed her everything. And I thought, if you ever came looking for answers, I could give them to you without destroying you. Something inside Anna snapped. Too late, she whispered. Kristoff closed his eyes for a moment, grounding himself. When he opened them again, the billion-dollar steel returned, but it wasn't cold. It was protective. Fierce. Determined. Anna, he said, stepping toward her, listen to me. Your father is alive, yes. But if Hobbs knows, then he's not the only one looking for you. She felt her heartbeat in her throat. Why? What do they want? Kristoff hesitated. Which meant the answer would shatter her. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a thin silver keycard, one she'd never seen before, and placed it in her palm. The metal was warm from his body heat. Your father created something, Kristoff said quietly. A project. A design. A formula, whatever you want to call it. Something they never found. Something only one person knows how to access. Anna stared at him. Who? Kristoff stepped closer. So close she could feel his breath, feel his fear, feel the truth building between them like static. You, he whispered. Her pulse faltered. Then hammered. No, Anna shook her head violently. No, that's impossible. I don't know anything. You're wrong. You're lying. I wish I were. Anna's knees weakened. Kristoff caught her before she could fall, hands gripping her arms. His touch wasn't rough, it was grounding, steady, desperate. She felt the heat of him, the tension in his muscles, the way his breath trembled because he hated telling her this. Her voice wavered. "Tell me what I'm supposed to know." "I don't have all the answers yet," Kristoff said. "Your mother hid them even from me. But what I do know is this, whatever your father built, you're the key to finding it. And if the wrong person gets to you first..." He stopped. Because the fluorescent lights overhead flickered, once, twice, then went out completely. Anna's fingers dug into his shirt. "Kristoff." He moved instantly, pulling her close, turning his body toward the darkness, his breath warm against her ear. "Stay quiet." A faint click echoed down the hall. Not a footstep. A safety being switched off. Someone was here. Someone armed. Someone who didn't want witnesses. Kristoff's grip tightened. "Anna," he whispered, "when I say run." No, she grabbed his arm, shaking. "I'm not leaving you." "Anna." "You promised me 3 wishes," she whispered fiercely. "Then grant the second one." He froze. "What is it?" "Don't die." Lightning cracked overhead, vibrating through the concrete. Somewhere in the dark, a man chuckled. Kristoff's entire body locked. The voice slithered through the shadows like poison. "Well, that depends," Hobbs murmured, stepping into the dim emergency light as it flickered on again. "On whether Kristoff is willing to tell her the rest." Anna stiffened. "The rest of what?" she demanded, voice trembling but strong. Hobbs' smile was cold, delighted. "Oh, he didn't tell you?" Hobbs said lightly. "Your father isn't just alive." He stepped closer. "He's looking for you." A tremor shot through Anna. Kristoff's voice broke, not with fear, but with something rawer. "No. She's not ready." Hobbs chuckled. "You don't get to decide that anymore." Then he said it. The words that ripped the world open. "Your father sent me." Anna felt the air leave her lungs. Kristoff swore under his breath and moved, just as Hobbs lifted a small device and pressed his thumb to it. A piercing alarm shrieked through the underground corridor. Not from the estate. From beneath it. The floor trembled. A hidden vault door at the end of the hall began to unlock. Anna stepped back instinctively. Kristoff pulled her behind him, shielding her with his body. Hobbs simply smiled. "You want the truth?" he said softly. "Then go ask the man waiting on the other side of that door." Anna's heart jolted. Her father. Alive. Waiting. Here. The vault finished unlocking with a thunderous metallic groan. A low, distorted voice echoed from the darkness within. "Anna." Her blood turned to ice. Kristoff whispered urgently in her ear, "Don't move. Whatever you hear, don't." But the voice came again, louder. "Anna. Come to me." Her legs shook. Because she knew that voice. She had heard it once in a dream when she was very young. And it had terrified her then, too. The vault door yawned open like a metal jaw, exhaling cold air that smelled faintly of old paper, machine oil, and something Anna couldn't name, something sharp, like burned circuitry. Kristoff's arm tightened protectively around her waist. The voice inside the vault, her father's voice, echoed again, low and gravel-edged. "Anna, come closer." Her pulse crumbled into a frantic rhythm. It felt physically impossible to take a step. But her legs twitched anyway, drawn forward by curiosity, dread, and something deeper, something wired into her from childhood she never knew was there. "Stay back," Kristoff whispered urgently. Hobbs leaned against the wall with calm amusement, as though watching a play he'd already seen the ending to. "She has to go in," Hobbs murmured. "It's what he wants." Kristoff snapped, "You don't speak for him." But Hobbs smiled. "Who said I was speaking for him?" Anna swallowed, her throat tight. "I want to see him." Kristoff turned to her sharply. "No, you don't. Not yet." "Why?" Her voice cracked. "Because I'm not ready?" Because you and my mother decided what I could handle and when. Because if you walk into that vault, Kristoff cut in, voice low, you won't walk out the same person. The vault lights flickered awake, sterile, surgical strips along the walls, illuminating the man inside. Anna's breath shattered. He wasn't how she imagined him. Her father, Dr. Lenox Saito, renowned scientist, presumed dead, the ghost her mother never spoke of, stood in the center of the vault, hands clasped behind his back. His posture was impeccable. His clothing was too crisp. Too clean. Too deliberate. His eyes, her eyes, glinted with something between brilliance and madness. "Hello, Anna," he said softly. Her heart stumbled. He didn't look surprised to see her. He looked victorious. Kristoff stepped in front of her. "She's not talking to you." Lennox's expression twitched into mild irritation. "This isn't your conversation, Kristoff." Hobbs chuckled faintly. "It never was." Anna moved to the side, circling Kristoff's protective stance. She had to see her father clearly. Had to understand why the air around him felt wrong, like the static before lightning hits. "Dad," she whispered. Lennox smiled warmly, and the warmth made her colder. "You've grown," he murmured. "Just as I predicted." Anna froze. "Predicted?" Kristoff muttered under his breath, "Don't react. He feeds on your confusion." Lennox raised a brow. "Still dramatic, Kristoff. Still clinging to that savior complex. Still lying through your teeth," Kristoff shot back. "Still pretending you're protecting her," Lennox countered. Anna swallowed, overwhelmed by the invisible war crackling between them. "I want answers," she said, voice trembling but firm. "All my life, I thought you were dead." Lennox stepped forward. Kristoff instantly blocked him. Lennox's smile sharpened. "Your mother always feared truth more than danger." Anna bit her lip. "She was trying to keep me safe." "From what?" Lennox asked softly. "From me?" Anna hesitated. "Yes." For the first time, Lennox's expression faltered. Only for a second. Then something darker replaced it. "Your mother," he said slowly, "never understood what we were building." "We?" Anna whispered. Kristoff reached for her wrist as if bracing for something awful. Lennox continued, "You and I." A chill detonated through her spine. "I was building a legacy," Lennox said. "A project so advanced it would reshape entire industries. Save lives. Control systems. Predict human behavior with unparalleled precision." Kristoff cut in sharply. "Tell her what the project really does." Lennox ignored him. "I designed an algorithm. A system of biological and cognitive markers locked to a single genetic signature." Anna felt her breath shallow. "Locked to me?" she whispered. Lennox smiled, proud. "You're the key, Anna. The only one who can complete my work." Hobbs watched, arms folded, eyes glinting. "And many people want that key." Kristoff stepped closer to Anna. "This is what your mother feared. Not the science. Not the invention. But him." Lennox's expression soured. "Careful, Kristoff. Tell her too much, and she'll know what part you played." Kristoff stiffened. Anna's stomach dropped. "What does that mean?" Kristoff didn't answer. Lennox did. "Kristoff didn't just know your mother," he said. "He helped her run." Anna's heart buckled. Kristoff closed his eyes, jaw clenched. "He helped her hide you," Lennox continued, voice silken with accusation. "Helped her disappear. Helped her erase every trace of my work." Anna stepped back from Kristoff slowly, as if inches mattered more than truth. "You knew," she whispered. "You knew who my father was, what he was capable of, and you hid it from me?" Kristoff opened his eyes. They weren't hard. They weren't distant. They were broken. "Yes," he said softly. "Because she begged me to." Anna's throat tightened. She knew he'd come for you, Kristoff said. That he'd see you not as a daughter, but as a weapon. Lenox snapped, she is not a weapon. She is the future. Anna stared, tears threatening. A future for who? Humanity, Lenox replied coolly. Profit, Kristoff countered. Power, Hobbs murmured. Lennox's nostrils flared. She deserves to know why she was chosen. Chosen? Anna repeated. I didn't choose anything. Of course you did, Lenox said. The day you made your first wish. Anna blinked. What? Kristoff cursed. Don't, Lenox, don't twist this. Lennox's voice rose, booming through the vault. The moment you asked about your father, you activated the failsafe. Anna's pulse slammed against her ribs. What failsafe? Lenox stepped fully into the light, eyes burning with manic conviction. The system was programmed to awaken when you sought the truth. He gestured to the vault. And now it has. Anna shook her head violently. No. No, I'm not part of your algorithm. You are the algorithm, Lenox said. Anna staggered. Kristoff caught her again, arms wrapping around her to steady her shaking body. She clutched his shirt, breathing jagged. Her father's voice softened, almost loving. You came here for answers, Anna. And here is the truth. He spread his arms. You were never just my daughter. He stepped closer. You are my life's work. Anna went cold from the inside out. Kristoff pulled her behind him again, voice rupturing with fury. She's not your project. Lenox smiled. She is everything. Anna stared at him. At the man who should have been her protector. Her teacher. Her family. Instead, he had engineered her future before she could speak. Kristoff cupped her cheek gently, thumb brushing her jaw. His touch was grounding amidst the chaos. Anna, he whispered, look at me. Not him. Me. Her eyes locked on his. His were human. Hers were wet. His thumb trembled. Hers too. Lennox's voice sliced through the moment. Come here, Anna. I will show you what you were born to do. Kristoff's voice dropped to a raw whisper. Don't go to him. Please. For one suspended moment, Anna stood between two worlds. One father. One protector. One truth. One lie. One destiny she didn't choose. Then a loud metallic slam shook the vault. The door began closing. Automatically. Kristoff's eyes widened. Run, he shouted. But it was too late. Hobbs lunged, not at Kristoff. At Anna. He grabbed her wrist as Lenox shouted "No!" Kristoff tackled Hobbs, ripping Anna free. Chaos detonated. The vault lights exploded overhead. The door slammed shut. Lenox roared from behind the metal wall. Kristoff dragged Anna into the corridor as alarms blared across the estate. Hobbs was pinned but smiling. Always smiling. You can run, he choked out, but he'll find her. Kristoff shoved Anna toward the exit. Not if I get to the truth first. Anna couldn't breathe. Because the truth had shifted. Her father wasn't the victim. He was the architect. And she wasn't looking for answers anymore. She was running from them. Kristoff dragged Anna up the maintenance corridor, his breath sharp, movements fueled by a kind of desperation she hadn't seen even when Hobbs cornered them. The emergency lights flickered red, bathing everything in a pulsing warning glow. Sirens blared overhead, loud, disorienting, relentless. Kristoff, slow down, Anna gasped. Please. He didn't. He threw open a steel service door, shoved her through, and slammed it behind them. They spilled into another hidden stairwell, this one narrower, hot with steam from the pipes running along the walls. Keep moving, he urged, voice ragged. They'll try to separate us. Anna stumbled up the stairs behind him. Her legs felt like glass. Her mind felt like static. Every sound, every creak, every drip of condensation felt like a threat. Her father's words chased her like shadows. "You're the key. You were never just my daughter. You are my life's work." A wave of nausea rippled through her. Christoph sensed it. He slowed, turning to her, breath unsteady. "Anna." His voice softened, though fear clung to its edges. "Look at me." She met his eyes. It broke her. Because he looked like he was in pain. Like he was carrying a secret heavier than truth. "Christoph," her voice cracked. "Tell me something. Just one thing. Do you know what my father created?" Christoph hesitated. Too long. Her heart twisted. "You do." His throat worked. "I know enough to fear it." Anna stepped back. "Fear me?" His voice snapped out fast, raw. "No." But her knees buckled anyway. "Anna, listen to me," he said, stepping down toward her. "Your father didn't build a weapon. He built a prediction system. A system that learns. That adapts. That evolves with one specific variable." "Me," she whispered. "Yes." Anna pressed her palms against the wall to steady herself. "So I was engineered." Christoph winced. "I wouldn't use that word. But it's true." A beat of silence. "I'm my father's experiment." Christoph's jaw clenched. "You're human. You're brilliant. You're capable. Everything you are is because of you." Christoph pushed open the door. And froze. Anna collided with his back. "What?" She followed his gaze. Then her blood went cold. At least 10 men dressed in matte black tactical armor stood waiting in the hallway. Their masks were featureless. Their boots soaked. Their posture, inhumanly still. And every single one turned toward her at the same time. Christoph inhaled sharply, a small, broken sound she'd never heard from him. "Anna," he whispered, "don't move." But they already had her in their sights. The tallest stepped forward. His voice, when it came, was robotic, processed, chilling. "Target located." Anna's heart stopped. Christoph put himself between her and them, muscles coiled. "Over my dead body," he growled. The masked leader tilted his head. "That is acceptable." A gun cocked. Anna's scream barely left her throat. Christoph shoved her behind a concrete column just as bullets ripped into the wall. She hit the ground hard. Pain shot through her elbow. Dust rained from the ceiling. "Christoph," she cried. He tore a fallen metal panel from the wall like it weighed nothing and used it as a shield, deflecting the next volley. But there were too many. Way too many. "We can't stay here." Christoph shouted. "No," Anna panted, chest tight. "You'll get killed. Not while you're still breathing." The words hit her harder than the bullets. But the hallway was closing in. The men were advancing. They were pushing Christoph back inch by inch, cornering him like prey. Anna grabbed his arm. "We have to run." Christoph's eyes flashed, fear, frustration, fury, devotion all tangled together. Then, a smoke canister clattered across the floor. It hissed, then exploded into thick gray fog, swallowing the hallway. Christoph cursed. "That's not mine, someone else's here." A hand grabbed Anna. "Not Christoph's." She screamed. "Let go, let go." A voice whispered hot against her ear. "Stop fighting." Anna froze. Because she knew that voice. "Hobbs." She thrashed wildly, panic tearing through her. "No, no, let me go, Christoph." But Hobbs tightened his grip, tugging her through the smoke. "Anna," he murmured, "your father wants you alive." Christoph roared her name somewhere in the fog, but the smoke was too thick, too blinding. Hobbs dragged her down another hallway. "You'll thank me for this later," Hobbs said calmly. "I'll never." Oh, you will, Hobbs cut in. Because I know what Kristoff didn't tell you. Anna's heart pounded. Let me go. He didn't tell you, Hobbs murmured, his role in building you. Anna stopped struggling. The words slid into her like ice. No, she breathed. That's not, Kristoff had nothing to do with. Oh, Anna. Hobbs almost sounded pitying. Kristoff wasn't just there when your mother ran. He was there when you were created. Anna's mind fractured. A whimper escaped her throat. That's not true. He helped design the predictive criteria your father coded into you. Hobbs pulled her faster. He helped shape what you would grow into. He helped choose. Stop. Anna screamed. Her voice echoed like breaking glass. Her knees buckled. Her vision blurred. Her chest felt like it was caving in. No. No, Kristoff wouldn't. He couldn't. Hobbs whispered, ask him yourself. If you survive. Then. A gunshot detonated behind them. Hobbs jerked. Anna stumbled free. Smoke parted. Kristoff stood at the far end of the corridor, chest heaving, gun raised, eyes blazing with something primal. Not fear. Not guilt. Possession. Get away from her, Kristoff growled. Now. Hobbs staggered back, wounded but smiling. You should have told her, Hobbs rasped. You would have had a chance. Kristoff fired again. Hobbs vanished into the smoke. Anna couldn't move. Her legs shook violently. Her breaths hitched. Her chest tightened unbearably. She looked at Kristoff. He lowered the gun. Their eyes locked. And everything, every secret, every lie, every truth, pressed between them. Anna whispered, trembling. Tell me he's lying. Kristoff froze. Pain twisted his face, raw, agonizing, human. Anna. She flinched. That single syllable told her everything. He hadn't told her. He had kept something. And it was destroying her. For the first time since the night began. Anna stepped away from him. Kristoff's voice cracked. Anna, please. No, her throat closed. I don't know who to be afraid of anymore. His breath broke. Her heart broke. Sirens blared louder. Kristoff reached for her. She stepped back again. The distance between them felt fatal. Anna, he whispered. She wasn't running. She wasn't attacking. She wasn't screaming. She simply said, with tears streaking her cheeks. I don't trust you. Kristoff recoiled as if she'd stabbed him. And that moment, that single, shattered moment, was when the tactical squad regrouped behind them. And surrounded them both. Anna turned slowly. Black-masked soldiers blocked every escape. Kristoff positioned himself instinctively in front of her. But Anna wasn't sure anymore whether he was shielding her. Or hiding her. The masked leader stepped forward. Voice cold. Target acquired. Anna whispered. Kristoff. His hand closed around hers. Tight. Desperate. Anna, he said hoarsely, you don't have to trust me. She stared at him, trembling. But you do have to stay alive. The squad lifted their weapons. Kristoff pulled her close. One last desperate act. And said the words that shattered her world for the second time. Forgive me. A flashbang detonated. White light swallowed everything. Anna screamed. Then. Darkness. The world returned in fragments. A cough. A heartbeat. A cold floor beneath her cheek. A faint hum of machinery. Anna opened her eyes slowly. The darkness wasn't total anymore. Thin blue lights glowed along the walls, soft as moonlight but eerie in their precision. The air smelled metallic, sterilized, humming with an energy she couldn't place. She pushed herself upright, dizzy, throat raw. Her wrists were free. She wasn't tied. She wasn't drugged. But she wasn't in the estate anymore. A quiet panic crawled up her spine. "Christoph," she whispered. No answer. A tremor of fear rose, but then a door hissed open behind her. Anna spun. Christoph stepped through. He wasn't armed. He wasn't in control. He wasn't carrying the cold confidence of a billionaire who dictated the world around him. His hands were raised in a surrender that shook. "Anna," he breathed. Relief, anger, longing, terror, everything collided inside her chest at once. She stumbled back, lifting her hands defensively. "Stop," she rasped. "Don't come closer." Christoph froze mid-step. He looked wrecked, hair disheveled, shirt torn from the fight, a bruise forming along his jaw. But his eyes, those storm gray eyes, they held no deception now. Only devastation. "You're safe," he whispered. "I swear. We're in one of my private safe rooms. Not the estate. No one can track us here." Her breathing hitched. "Why did you knock me out?" His eyes dropped. Shame flickered across his face. "It was the only way to get you away from the strike team alive." "Christoph," her voice broke. "You should have told me the truth." "I know." Silence hovered like a blade. Then Christoph slowly lowered his hands, not approaching, just letting her see him. The real him. Not the billionaire. Not the protector. Not the liar. Just Christoph. "I never meant to hurt you," he said quietly. "Not once. Not ever." Anna's throat tightened. "Then why did you hide what you knew about me?" His jaw flexed. His voice nearly cracked. "Because I didn't want your life to be something built by men like your father." Anna stiffened. Christoph stepped back, giving her space, giving her air, giving her the choice. "When Hobbs said I helped, that I had a role in your creation," Christoph paused, forcing himself to face her. "Anna, do you want the truth? The real truth?" She nodded, though her legs shook. Christoph inhaled deeply. "I wasn't part of building you," he said. "I was part of stopping him." Anna blinked. "What?" Christoph took a shaky breath. "I was 22 when I met your mother. I was working undercover, embedded in your father's research facility. I wasn't rich then. I wasn't powerful. I was barely surviving. But I was assigned to watch him, track what he was building." Anna's heart pounded. Christoph's voice softened. "And when I discovered what he was doing, what he was planning to do to you, I tried to destroy it." Anna's breath faltered. He continued, words falling faster, fuller, more desperate now. "Your mother wasn't just someone I owed. She was my partner. She was my friend. She begged me to help her escape, and I did. I helped her run with you. I helped her hide. I helped her bury every file, every blueprint, every trace of your father's algorithm." Anna covered her mouth with her trembling hands. Her insides twisted with too many emotions. "You weren't part of creating me," she whispered. "You were trying to save me." Christoph nodded, eyes glossy. "I would have died for you before I even knew your name." Anna felt her knees weaken. Her father had said Christoph was part of the system. Hobbs said Christoph manipulated her creation. Christoph had risked everything to destroy the system instead. "Why didn't you tell me?" she choked. His face crumpled. "Because," he whispered, "you already felt trapped by your father's shadow. I didn't want to add mine." A single tear slid down Anna's cheek. She wiped it away angrily. "You should have trusted me." His expression broke open completely. "I know," he whispered. "And I'm sorry. For all of it." He finally stepped closer, slow enough she could stop him, fast enough she knew he wouldn't flee from her pain. "Anna," he said softly, "look at me." She forced herself to. His voice gentled. "You are not your father's project. You are not his algorithm. You are not built. You are born." You are human. You are strong. You are brilliant. And everything inside you is yours, not his. Anna's chest tightened painfully. She breathed out, trembling. I don't know who I am anymore. Kristoff swallowed hard. I do. Her breath stuttered. You're the girl who broke into a billionaire's mansion during a storm. He took another step. You're the girl who demanded the truth when every lie was safer. Another step. You're the girl who stood in front of her father and didn't flinch. He stopped inches from her. And you're the girl I would burn my entire life down to protect. Her lips parted. Kristoff. He reached out slowly, giving her time to pull away. He brushed a tear from her cheek with trembling fingers. His voice was barely a breath. Anna. I'm on your side. Not your father's. Not Hobbs. Not the world's. Yours. Her heart hammered violently. For the first time since the night began, Anna stepped toward him. Not out of fear. Not out of confusion. But out of something fragile and real. His chest rose sharply. His fingers hovered at her jaw, unsure. May I? He whispered. She nodded. He cupped her face gently, carefully, as if touching something sacred. Heat rushed through her, grounding her, steadying her, pulling her back from the storm swallowing her life. Chris, she whispered. The lights flickered. Then, the entire room went dark. Kristoff stiffened immediately, pulling her against him instinctively. A soft beep echoed from a corner panel. A voice, distorted, mechanical, filled the room. Second wish detected. Anna froze. Kristoff's grip tightened. The voice repeated. State final wish. Anna's heart stopped. Her father's failsafe. Her 3 wishes weren't symbolic. They were coded triggers. Kristoff turned to her slowly, fear writing itself across his face. What was the first? He whispered. Anna swallowed. To know the truth about my father. And the second? Her breath shook. That you don't die. Kristoff closed his eyes. Anna, your wishes aren't metaphors. He looked at her in horror. They're commands. Commands your father designed into the system. The voice echoed again. State final wish. Anna's blood went cold. Kristoff's voice lowered to a trembling plea. Anna. Whatever you say next, could rewrite everything. Anna stared into the darkness. Her father wanted her final command. Her father wanted control. Her father wanted the algorithm to complete itself. But she was done being someone's creation. She lifted her chin. And whispered. I know what my final wish is. Kristoff's eyes widened. The system waited. Anna took a breath. You sure? He whispered. She nodded once. Steady. Certain. Defiant. Her father built her to follow commands. But she would choose her own. She parted her lips. And spoke the wish that would destroy everything her father built. And save everything she loved. Speech balloon. What do you think Anna's final wish will be? Comment your theory below. If you're loving this twist, make sure you're subscribed, the finale is coming. The final showdown, the twist that flips everything, victory earned through courage and truth. The blue emergency lights flickered back on, dim, trembling, barely clinging to life. Anna stood in the center of the safe room, Kristoff beside her, his hand gripping hers like it was the only tether keeping his world from collapsing. The voice, cold, metallic, patient, echoed through the walls again. State final wish. Anna exhaled slowly, her pulse a drum against her ribs. Kristoff stepped closer, not to influence her, not to block her, but simply to be near. Whatever you choose, he whispered, I'll stand with you. Anna looked at him. And the decision crystallized. Her father built her to obey 3 wishes. Her father built a system that would activate when she sought the truth. Her father built her life like a program. But she wasn't a command. She wasn't an algorithm. She wasn't a legacy. She was Anna Saito. And this world, her world, would not belong to him. She stepped forward, voice steady. My final wish. The room held its breath. Kristoff's fingers tightened around hers. Is that the system ends with me? The light stuttered violently. The voice processed her words, glitching. Clarify request. Anna took another step toward the speaker panel. I wish for every part of the algorithm my father built to be erased, from the vault, from the servers, from every backup, from every handler, from every code signature. I wish for the system to die with me, so no one can ever use me. Not him. Not Hobbs. Not anyone. Kristoff inhaled sharply. The room went ice cold. Request detected. Request conflicts with primary objective. Anna lifted her chin. Override it. Override requires creator approval. A new voice flooded the room. Her father's. Approval granted. Anna froze. Kristoff stiffened like a blade drawn. The far wall hissed open, revealing a massive holographic screen, flickering, distorted. Her father's image appeared, standing in the vault where she'd last seen him. His face was calm. Too calm. You've grown, Lenox Saito said. But you're still predictable. Kristoff snarled, stepping forward. She made her choice, stay out of it. Lenox ignored him completely. Daughter, he said, eyes fixed on Anna, you have chosen extinction. Anna didn't flinch. I've chosen freedom. He tilted his head. Freedom is an illusion. Purpose is the only constant. My purpose is my own, she said. Not yours. His face twitched, an involuntary crack in the mask. You cannot imagine what you are destroying, Anna. The world will survive without me being its blueprint. Kristoff moved closer to her, jaw clenched. Lenox's expression hardened. If you erase the system, you sever the only link between us. Anna's throat tightened, but she didn't break. That link was broken the day you chose a project over a family. Lenox inhaled sharply. For the first time, he looked human. Wounded. Then his eyes sharpened again, hard, cold, brilliant. Your mother poisoned you with emotion, he said. A flaw I thought I could correct. Kristoff growled. Anna stepped forward. This isn't about emotion. It's about power. And you don't get to own mine. Her father's jaw flexed. Then I approve your request. Kristoff tensed. Wait, why would he? Lenox spoke over him. But understand the consequence. He leaned in. The system cannot exist without a host. Anna blinked. Host? Kristoff's breath hitched. Anna. Her father smiled faintly. If you erase the system, the neural architecture connected to it, your architecture, will erase as well. Anna's stomach dropped. Kristoff grabbed her shoulders instantly, pulling her back. No. No, you're not doing this, you're not sacrificing yourself. Anna's breath shattered. My architecture. Your father bound the system to you, Kristoff rasped. If the system dies. I die, she whispered. Kristoff's grip weakened. Anna, there has to be another way. But there wasn't. Her father had designed it that way. So she could never escape him. Lenox's expression softened. Come home, daughter. End this foolish rebellion. Let me reset the parameters. You can still be everything I intended. Anna stared at him. Then she turned to Kristoff. His eyes burned, fear, pain, love all twisting inside them. Anna, he whispered hoarsely, don't do this. Not for him. Not for the world. Not for justice. I can find another way. I swear, I can save you. Just don't throw yourself away. Tears welled in her eyes. I'm not throwing myself away. He cupped her face, forehead pressing to hers. Then what are you doing? He breathed. She whispered. Saving myself. Christoph's voice broke. Anna. She kissed him. It was soft. Shaking. Desperate. And full of everything they hadn't said. He broke first, voice cracking against her lips. Don't leave me. Her heart splintered. I'm not, she whispered. I'm ending what he started. So I can start something new. With you. Christoph's hands trembled violently. Anna, please, it will kill you. She pulled back, tears streaking her cheeks. Only if I let it. She turned back to the panel. The system waited. Her father watched. Christoph tried to step forward, but Anna gently placed her hand on his chest. Stopping him. I survived his creation, she whispered. I can survive unmaking it. Christoph's voice dropped to a broken plea. Come back to me. She nodded once. I will. Then she faced the system. My final wish, she said steadily, is to erase everything my father built, except me. A long, electric pause. The system processed. Her father's eyes widened. Anna, no. Too late. The voice echoed. Compromise protocol accepted. System erase initiated. Lights blazed white. The room shook. Christoph yelled, reaching for her. Anna reached back. Their fingers intertwined. The hologram of her father glitched violently, screaming commands the system no longer obeyed. The world turned to blinding light. Then, silence. When the light faded, Anna collapsed into Christoph's arms. He caught her instantly, pulling her to his chest, his breath frantic against her hair. Anna, look at me. She lifted her head weakly. Hey, she whispered. His breath released in a shuddering sob. You're alive. She nodded faintly. Told you. I'm not dying. He laughed, a broken, relieved, reverent sound, and pressed his forehead to hers. Behind them, the hologram fizzled out. Her father was gone. The algorithm was gone. And Anna was free. Christoph held her tighter, his voice cracking against her shoulder. You saved yourself, he whispered. She closed her eyes. And now, she murmured. He kissed her temple softly. Now we save the rest of your life. Speech balloon. If you're proud of Anna for choosing herself, drop a red heart Anna in the comments. And don't forget, hit subscribe so you don't miss the emotional finale. The storm had passed. Morning light spilled through the tall windows of the estate's sunroom, warm and golden, washing over cracked walls, overturned furniture, and the faint scent of smoke still lingering from the night's chaos. But Anna didn't notice the destruction. Her focus was on Christoph. He sat beside her on the faded leather couch, hands still clutching hers as if letting go meant losing her forever. For the first time since the night began, neither of them needed to fight. Anna leaned into him, resting her head on his shoulder. The weight of fear, of secrets, of all the lies, had melted into something softer, something raw and real. Christoph exhaled slowly. You did it, he whispered. You ended it. All of it. Anna let herself smile faintly. I did. But I couldn't have done it without you. He shook his head. No. You were the one who decided. You were the one who made the wish that saved us. I just kept up. They laughed softly together, the first time since the storm began. The sound felt fragile but grounding, a tether to the life that awaited them beyond the chaos. Anna sat up, brushing a stray strand of hair from her face. Christoph, what about Hobbs? What about my father? Christoph's expression hardened briefly. They're gone, for now. The system is gone, and with it, their control. But we stay vigilant. Together. Anna nodded. Together. Her lips curved into a genuine smile. I think I'm ready to start living my life. On my own terms. Not as a key, not as a project, not as anyone else's creation. Kristoff cupped her face gently, thumbs brushing her cheeks. And I'll be right here. Every step of the way. Anna leaned into him again, allowing herself to finally feel safe. Not because the danger was over, danger always existed, but because she had the power to face it, and someone she loved would face it with her. They sat in silence, watching the sun climb higher, painting the ruined room in gold. Anna felt a new kind of warmth settle in her chest, hope. Freedom. Love that had survived a storm of lies and violence. Kristoff tilted his head, lips brushing her forehead. Anna? She looked up, curious. Thank you, he murmured. For trusting yourself. For trusting me. For choosing us. Anna's heart fluttered. It wasn't easy, she admitted. But I wouldn't change it for anything. Not even my father's secrets, not even the fear, not even the choices I had to make. Kristoff smiled, a tired but genuine smile. Good. Because this is just the beginning. Anna laughed softly, the sound light and unburdened. Then let's make it a good one. He leaned in, pressing his lips to hers in a gentle, lingering kiss, soft but certain, full of promises and a future they'd earned together. Outside, the world was messy. Broken. But inside, they had each other. And that was enough. Anna closed her eyes, feeling the warmth of the morning, the strength in her body, the steady beat of her heart, and the presence of someone who would never let her face the world alone again. She had survived. She had chosen herself. She had chosen love. And for the first time in her life, Anna Saito was truly free. Speech balloon. What would you have wished for if you had 3 wishes? Comment below, I want to hear your choices. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to follow Anna and Kristoff on their next adventure. White heavy check mark. The end, victory. Reunion. Redemption. Love. Freedom.